So everybody has their journal.
I'm Doug, and I'm an alcoholic.
Name's Jerry.
Hi, Jerry. Jack, hey.
Sorry, I'm late.
Therapy has become part of the world we live in. We see it on TV, in film, we sing about it, it's all over social media, it's on the news, and yes, it's what I spend a lot of my time doing when I'm not sat here talking to you. But how does it work? Why does sitting in a room opposite a therapist and talking about your life seem to help you feel better? Well, let's think about it. You talk every day. You probably talk to co-workers, friends, family, or like me, spend most of your time talking to your dog.
Oh, you're a good girl, aren't you? You're a good girl.
So what is different about therapy? Why does it work? And more importantly, how does it work? This is a big topic in therapy. Proponents of talking therapy believe it's the way people can really develop a deeper understanding of themselves. But critics, meanwhile, say it does surprisingly little to address someone's distress and can actually leave someone feeling even worse. It's time we talk about how therapy actually works. Now, like any industry, there are good actors and bad actors. And sadly, some people will have experiences in the therapy world that have left them feeling worse. But for this video, let's focus on what happens when therapy goes right. For people who have had a positive therapeutic experience, they describe a shift in how they think about themselves. Some people say they no longer feel distressed, they feel more understood, they find it easier to cope with the demands of life. And it's true. In a study carried out by the University of Illinois, they looked at more than 200 other studies related to people's experiences of therapy from 1959 to 2013, covering more than 20,000 people's experiences. In that study, they found that within a few weeks, people's sense of themselves, in particular their ability to regulate their own emotional world, improved significantly. But why? Well, there are two broad ways that talking about your experiences seems to work. I've split these into two. There's the biological, and then there's the relational. Relational is a term to mean just being in a relationship. It's an idea that's at the heart of how psychotherapy works. Working with someone to explore your thoughts, your feelings, your behaviors in a safe, supportive environment, people start to become more attuned or more in touch with their own emotions. As people become more aware of what's going on inside them, so they begin to take a more active role in how they feel. One study showed a better grasp on how you feel leads to making better decisions throughout your life, which leads to more desirable outcomes. What does that really mean? Well, if you have more of a say in how you feel and what you do, you tend to make better decisions, which in turn tends to make your life happier. The second half of this therapy pie is about what happens to us biologically. When Sigmund Freud first started talking about the talking cure, he had no way of understanding what happened inside of us when we had these positive experiences with someone that listened to us. But thanks to improvements in neuroscience, we now know that something amazing happens when we're speaking to somebody.
Very good. I get it! I get it!
Inside our brains are something called mirror neurons. These are specialized cells with just one job: to copy what they perceive in other people. Yeah, let me just say that again. There is a significant part of your brain that has evolved to copy others. Like those moments where you see someone smiling and you just start smiling yourself for some unknown reason. Or when you're around someone who's in a really bad mood and you start feeling like suddenly you're in a bad mood, but you didn't before. Infectious feelings are seen by your mirror neurons and you begin to copy them. These neurons switch on when someone performs a particular action and when they observe someone else performing that same action, creating this mirror effect. Mirror neurons allow us to learn new behaviors and skills by watching others just do them. For example, we learn to speak by observing and imitating the speech patterns of our parents and caregivers. Similarly, we can learn new social behaviors and customs by just watching and imitating those of others. So taking that into the therapy room, what we now understand is that during psychotherapy sessions, both the therapist and the client showed similar patterns of neural activation in brain regions associated with social cognition and emotional processing, the bit of your brain where your mirror neurons live. Research has shown that in therapy you begin to mirror your therapist's response to your own feelings and ideas, which your brain starts to remember and use for itself. Once your brain has learned that behavior, it begins to just use it on its own. It's a bit like telepathy, but without all the sci-fi stuff. But now that I've shown you how it works in therapy, I wanted to step away from therapy a bit. While this video has looked at the role a therapist plays, I want to highlight something just much bigger than that. What therapy is doing is essentially, it's just copying what a good relationship looks like. A therapist will try to create a warm, caring, supportive, understanding place for someone to come and be. This isn't a radical idea. When we have children or when we're with friends, we're trying to create that same space, hopefully. So while therapy may have hogged the limelight in this video, really what I'm trying to say is that good relationships are healing for everybody. Being a good partner, a good friend, a good colleague, a good neighbour, all have the capacity to help someone see themselves in a different light. The more we do it, the more someone's mirror neurons are likely to fire and start seeing themselves in your kindness. If you like this video, please give it a like and a share. I've got a ton of great video content coming up in the coming weeks, so please like and subscribe to this so you don't miss it. Thank you.